So, yes, good afternoon, everyone. Today, this is Neelofar, Head of Admissions, Vijaybhoomi University. And today we have Kishore Peshori, sir, Dr. Peshori, sir. He's accomplished academic leader with 33 years of experience in higher education, administration, curriculum design, academic policy, and faculty development. He is the principal of MMK College, Bandra, and the Board of Studies member, Mumbai University, a PhD guide, India gold medalist, Best Teachers Award, and syllabus drafting under NEP and ICAE Resource P. So it's such a pleasure to have you, sir, here on board on VUTV channel, where this channel is belonging to the students, parents, educators, and industry speakers, where they come and they talk about various topics on education, what is happening in the current industry, what is happening around. All is discussed over here, and we have everybody's perspective to talk about and listen to all the perspective from students and the educators. So today, the topic which we are going to discuss is NEP, the skill orientation in the field of commerce. So everyone is aware of the NEP policy in NEP 2020, which marks a paradigm shift in India's education system, aiming to make learning more holistic, multidisciplinary, flexible, and aligned with future workforce. Okay, and also it moves away from the rote learning towards conceptual understanding, critical thinking, and skill development, while integrating technology, research, and experiential learning across disciplines. So, for commerce educations, the best person I could talk to is you, sir, Kishore Peshori, sir, where he has a lot of experience with NEP policy and he knows how to, like, he has done a lot of work with the NEP. So, we want to have you to speak on this topic, sir. So, to begin, firstly, I would like to welcome you, sir. Welcome on board.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah. So, sir, on NEP and commerce education, I had some queries for you, sir. So, like, how does NEP in 2020 redefine the objectives of commerce education in India?
Thank you, Neelofar madam, for giving me the opportunity, and thank you, Vijaybhoomi, for giving me this to voice my opinion on NEP.
Okay, sir.
NEP has been a game changer. And let me tell you, the Padma Shri given to the UGC past chairperson, Jagdish Kumarji, was a testimony to what NEP has brought about the change. NEP 2020, specifically in commerce education, shifts the commerce education from degree centric to competency centric. We at MMK, which is the largest college of commerce in Mumbai, especially in Bandra area, we have aligned NEP through autonomy driven curriculum redesign. We've got ourselves autonomy, and therefore the curriculum redesign has been made to focus on especially economic literate, ethically grounded, and industry ready graduates. We see commerce as a nation building exercise because it's required in every area. And we don't believe that now exams are important. What is important is the competency. And therefore, NEP formalizes what we always believe. Education must lead to capability. I think I've answered your question.
That's a really nice way, sir. That education must lead to capability, which is a real thing because definitely it's just not about learning, it's about the skill sets which you're talking about here. And like how you have made degree to competency, which is something, just learning is not the perspective, but competency is very, very important in today's world. So, with that, I come to my second question, sir. What are the core skills should a commerce graduate necessarily possess in the NEP era? Like, what are the skills he is required for him, especially from the commerce background side?
Well, for a commerce graduate to be really job oriented, he must combine conceptual depth with applied intelligence. He should have the following skill sets, which I feel personally: It can be any one of the skill sets, or it can be combined also. He should not be only an accountancy knowledgeable, but he should also be financial literate, because both have different terms. Then he should have also analytical and data interpretation skills, because we are not talking about data, especially data mining. He can also have a digital and AI awareness in commerce. Of course, his communication should be strong. Most importantly, he should be ethical and having constitutional values. I would say the colonial mindset has to go. We should believe in entrepreneur and problem-solving mindset. Especially in MMK, what we have done is we have, of course, have the value-added programs, but we have also various certificate courses. One of the certificate courses we have started in collaboration with Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. There is train, earn, and learn. Then we started various certificate courses in competency, Excel, Python, digital marketing, security analysis, and all these courses are reasonably priced, and these are certificate courses which enhances in their degree certificate. So we give them 2 credits, 4 credits, depending on the course length of 30 hours or 60 hours, whatever it is. And therefore, we have not forgotten the roots of traditional subjects, but we have tried to evolve the modern world with modern applications.
That's very nice to know, sir, because what I believe is like what you have said about the skill part, that the student should be aware of so many things like digital and AI awareness also, along with your ethical values and everything. The similar pattern goes with Vijaybhoomi also, along with the curriculum which we have, the liberal profession curriculum, which we allow them to choose the curriculum with multiple domain areas. We also emphasize on having a holistic development of a student, where he should be not only employable, but he should carry the ethical values and be morally very much responsible for the actions he does, and socially also that can kind of rendering he should have. So with that, I would like to ask you the third question. How can institutions balance conceptual rigor with practical skill development? Like how they can balance this conceptual rigor?
Very good question. As I told you first, the conceptual skill has to be there. So skill emerge from concepts. They do not replace them. But at the same time, MMK practices case studies. We've got case studies embedded in core subjects like accounting, commerce, economics, law. Then NEP has brought project work. We have got field work in various areas, NSS, DLLE, Green Club, Road Track. So various field works have been assigned. And we also focus on the job training, which is part of the NEP curriculum. As far as the honors path is concerned, and MCOM part is concerned, the PG part, we have focused on research assignments. We talk about research in commerce, accountancy, education, and allied subjects. So what we are trying to do at MMK is we are trying to have an applied knowledge of all the subjects in real contest. At MMK, we believe that rigor is preserved and skills are layered. That is what the concept we talk about.
Okay, that's very nice to know, sir. On similar ground and similar pattern of in Vijaybhoomi too, what we do is like apart from the choosing of the liberal curriculums between the design, management, music, law, engineering, what we do tell the students like there is 3 parts which we have. We do have PEP program, which is the personality enhancement program, which bridges the gap between the academics and the industry, and trains them to be fit, also have a good personality, grooming, communication skill, leadership skills. Okay. We have research and innovation, where students are doing their innovations and all that. Also, we have social immersions. We take them to a challenge locations like a NGO or a village or a remote location, and we tell them to find problems, what the current problems are there of those people around them. Okay. And then provide them solution, and those solutions are there for the people over there. They can use it later on. So these are the things which we are actually doing at Vijaybhoomi as well. So it's very nice to know that MMK is also having all those kind of a thing where they are offering the students these kind of things to offer. And on skill and orientation and curriculum design, what role does the experiential learning play in making commerce students, commerce education industry relevant?
Again, a very intelligent question. Experiential learning, I would say, connects classrooms to the economy. For example, tomorrow budget is coming. So we have got live budget session as well as interactions on various common platforms so that people are aware that how a budget is built. We started 1 week back only, all this exercise.
Okay, that's very nice.
And then in commerce education, I will talk about a very good innovative project which we have been doing for 2 or 3 years, which is called Abhiman, which is entrepreneurship in practice. Students have their own stalls of various kind of things which they have built, are prepared, even food stalls also are there. And these stalls tell them to have entrepreneurial skills into place. We also have an incubation center coming up where innovative ideas will come into place. We've got 2 or 3 students identified where we are going to give them seed funding also if required once the ideas materialize. About economics subject, I would say the biggest part is played by our board, that is Hyderabad National Collegiate Board, which every year has an international economic convention, which has got rigorous presentations where a key topic is selected, and for 1 year the students do a research on various countries and then present a paper in the month of December and awards are given. It's a wonderful initiative in economics. We also have internships, as I told you. We talk about financial literacy outreach, and of course industry interaction. That has been a very common thing in our curriculum design. We believe what we say is commerce is a living discipline. It must be experienced and not memorized.
Yes, that's the thing actually, learn by doing things is something which is like experiential learning, which talks about, and it doesn't come to just textbook studies and all that, just looking at the things and just studying and mugging up things. Right now, experiential learning is very, very important. And definitely, like, how you said that you have your students ready, being ready for the budgets, already how the budgets are made, how are the things done, what are the things considered while making a budget plan. That is very, very important. And incubation centers are something which you actually highlight with every college who are looking for entrepreneurs thing. And how do you start a business? How do you manage the business? How do you sustain a business? It's very, very important. So with that, I would like to ask you, sir, how important is early exposure to the real world business problem for the commerce students?
It's very important because early exposure shapes their mindsets
True,
and
very.
that they become habits. So before habits are formed, it's very important to have early exposure so their mindsets are set. And for this, what we do is we can ask students to prepare budgets, do surveys as a part of the research work, and then most important is the planning part. Every exposure which we go through it. For example, if he wants to do an Abhiman event, we ask the student wing to prepare a budget, do a survey, what product will be fruitful or not, and then come with the financial planning. And then we also have live projects and we have applied assignments. For example, recently we are having an applied assignment on Kalagora Fest. The students are going on Kalagora Fest and trying to view how can it be digitally marketed very wonderfully, how it can be done on social media promotion. So what we are trying to understand is the consequence of economic decisions. For example, next 2 weeks, we may be talking about budgets, and we're also talking about the mother of all deals, which have happened very recently, that is the European-India agreement. So it's a very professional approach which we have it, and therefore we ask the students to think professionally how they can be ahead in life. That's very important.
Yes, sir, I do agree with you because most of them are going to be the future entrepreneurs. Not everybody is going to be working under someone, but then people take exposure in the companies for first 2 3 years or 5 but then ultimately they would want to become an entrepreneur. These skills are very much required for them to be entrepreneurs, standing on their feet, understanding the business, understanding the pros and cons of a startup, what is required, what is not required, how you can succeed, how what will lead to your failure. And when you give them exposure in college itself, they are working on various projects. They understand, they get the kind of a feeling, okay, fine, this is where I went wrong. Okay, this could have been done better. And that's a very good kind of a thing which the college is providing. So I just want to know that what are the challenges the institutions face while embedding skills into the traditional curricula?
This is a very difficult question because any reform has a resistance.
Yes, very true.
So it's not resistance free. If you want to avoid the resistance, you have to have an institutional maturity. And I believe my faculty has got that institutional maturity, because after getting A grade for the third time, we believed that we should be autonomous.
Okay.
Therefore, we became autonomous.
Yes.
The challenges which we as faculty encountered was, first part was faculty upskilling, for which we had FDPs, faculty development programs, for very intelligent vice chancellors, past vice chancellors, who trained us that what is required. And as autonomy dwelt into our lifestyle, we fought with time. But it's very important that the structured syllabi has to be completed in time, the examinations are to be held, and the results are to be declared. So it becomes a whole exercise which is in place. And to percolate down to the student level is the most difficult part. And all this, as I told you right at the beginning, you require a mindset change. And I believe that my faculty had an academic depth to change from traditional pedagogy to modern pedagogy. We talk about course outcomes, program outcomes, and see that the results are delivered on time. I believe that testimony will come in the next 5 years, when we'll have our next cycle of NEC, which will see from A to A+.
That's very nice, sir. That's definitely. See, but if you have a great leadership, okay, like yours, who believes in systems and who would like to have upgradation of faculty, getting the concept notes very clear, and then have the entire decision-making thing, and your faculty is there to support you. Of course, there are too many challenges. First, getting the systems organized if you have to have a decision-making thing, and then letting have to students to come and have kind of abide by those rules and regulations is a big challenge. But yes, definitely, as an organization of yours, MMK has really done great. That's the reason you have the NAC accreditation also, and you are having the A+ kind of a thing. So I'm very happy to know that. So all multidisciplinary learning, okay. How does a multidisciplinary approach enhance learning outcome for commerce student?
There, your universities come into play.
Yes, sir.
The Vijaybhoomi comes into play.
Yes,
Because
sir.
today, you don't have compartmentalization.
Very true.
You talk commerce, I would say not so multidisciplinary, it's interdisciplinary.
Okay.
It has intersect with law, it intersects with technology, it intersects with society, it intersects with policy. So where don't you have commerce? You have to, when you talk about commerce, across different areas, when you talk about syllabus autonomous, I saw that commerce has to be integrated with IT, commerce has to be integrated with media, commerce has to be integrated with music, vocational skills. And of course, at the same time, you have not forget that there has to be resource oriented, research oriented, and of course, policy aware learning. But without research and without awareness of policy, it doesn't play. So I would say commerce is not siloed knowledge now. It is with reference to particular context, I have to understand where is commerce application involved. And this multidisciplinary therefore requires the intelligence of context, which is very important. And where your universities come into play, to see that the multidisciplinary fold comes into play.
Yes, sir. I definitely agree because what has happened with Vijaybhoomi is like has like embedded multidisciplinary skills. Okay, it's skill-based learning from the design stage itself, integrating commerce with liberal arts, technology, the real-world application, and it closely mirrors NEP's vision of holistic education. That's what we are doing. So, like a commerce student can also can take up courses like management, design, music. Okay, law, anything they can take. And also they can take subjects from engineering like data science, they can take AI, or they can do majors and minors. Okay, this is the best part what we have to offer. And so you will know Dr. Kasuri Rangan. He had visited our, he's Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan awardee, and he advocates multidisciplinary education, flexibility in learning pathways and research integration. He had visited our university, and during his visit to university, he saw this framework which is there, and the alignment. So he was like very happy to see that because this was much before NEP. And he's made those guidelines. So he was like appreciating university that, we are already aligned with the NEP concepts. So that was a very good part for us to also have him at Vijaybhoomi University, and really appreciate the way the things are. So I would like to ask you, sir, that why is the integration of liberal arts, technology, and management critical today?
I think the future in Viksit Bharat 2047 will belong to adaptive learners.
Yes, sir.
Gone is the way where we used to say we have a narrow specialization.
Hmm.
Accountants are no longer accountants. They've integrated data as well as AI, artificial intelligence, into the part of the curriculum. Whether it's ICAI, whether it's ACCA, whether it's CMA, whether it's CFA, all require those integration. Liberal arts specifically help us to develop critical thinking, and most importantly, it talks about ethics. So there I would say liberal arts play a very defined role, a definite role in helping us in integration of management. As far as technology is concerned, if you don't use technology in today's world, you're doomed. Because technology ensures efficiency. At the same time, it talks about measuring our scalability. Because until you use technology, you'll not be measurable. But the human touch comes from management. Because management gives you leadership and decision making. All these three things, that is liberal arts, technology, and management, should be compartmentalized, not. They should be integrated to get the best of the results. Then only the success of any institution comes into place. We at MMK also believe that tradition has to be respected, and therefore we have subjects like IKS, Indian Knowledge Systems. But at the same time, we also embrace transformation. Having AI tools, AI platforms, and AI teaching into place. We believe that Indian values should not be forgotten, and it will never overtake. If I'm talking about future ready competencies, it is Indian values only which will charm the whole world. We have moved from number 5 to number 4, and probably by the end of this year, we'll be reaching number 3 also. So I think what we have to believe is Mera Bharat Maan. We will always strive to be better than the best. That is the philosophy we believe in. Thank you.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Specifically in this kind of liberal studies, liberal education, the need of the hour basically. Why? Because we are into this VUCA world, okay, volatile, uncertain, complexity, and uncertainty and ambiguities in that. So we don't know what is in store for the students for the future. Like, in such a rapid way of changing, the jobs are changing, the current profiles are changing. Every time you come up with something, and so, like, you're hearing about things. Students are graduating. By the time they're learning something, by the time they graduate, the world has changed outside, the industry has changed outside, so they have to keep adapting themselves with the outside world to be employed. And for that they need those skills. For that they need something out of the box, like not only their core areas but also the other areas which they are looking at. And definitely this kind of multidisciplinary things is going to help them. And specifically for India as a country, we have always been high on our value system, and our integrity is there. We are very much into the adaptation also, yet we have our own way of putting across our things. We don't forget our value systems. So I think definitely India will boom in this, and our students will definitely shine. Whatever, because of our economy is also that way, that whatever happens in the outside world, it doesn't much affect our economy also, because of the way we are operating always there financially and having adaptations and all that. So I also believe, and definitely India will shine in that. So thank you, sir, for these many questions. And I'm sure like MMK is doing very good, and you are also getting so many faculty development programs for your faculty and making them aware of the industry, what is happening, and you're making them rightly, deliver your programs in a way the students will be getting to know as per the outside world and requirement. So we really thank you to come on board today and talk about the commerce industry, the students, and what is happening. And we actually invite all professional like you who are having so much of knowledge in the industry. You have spent so many years in the education industry, and you have seen how the education industry has changed over the time, like what has been taught from the 19th, 20th, 21st century and all that, what how the books have gone, how the curriculum has changed, how the things are changed. And we really appreciate your insights on this, and to our VUTV platforms, because VUTV is meant for the parents, students, and everyone. They come here to listen to all the dignitaries from the industry like you. And thank you to be a part of this VUTV session, sir. We really thank you for that.
Thank you, Neelofar. It's welcome for you. I believe NEP 2020, the last line I would say, it is alignment with tradition, with modern world.
Yes, sir. I truly believe that. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank you to be a part of VUTV.
thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye, sir.